The National Youth Council of Nigeria has called for the resignation and sack of Minister of Transport for exalting his personal interest over a national tragedy due to the recent Abuja-Kaduna rail track bombing. The National Youth Council of Nigeria said the track bombing, which claimed several lives and many youths unaccounted for, was neglected by Honorable Rotimi Amechi, which hence his presidential declaration. They said it is imperative for the National Executive Committee have a consultation with leaders of Frontline Civil Society Organizations to call for his sack. The National President Solomon Adodo said if Honorable Rotimi Amechi failed to resign from his office, they will be left with no choice than to occupy his office until their demands are met.
Of the neck of NYCN was to consider the dire implications of the March 28, 2022 bombing or attack of the Abuja-Kaduna rail track by terrorists and their implications on the safety of Nigerians as we move from one place to another, particularly Nigerian youths who are highly mobile. These youth leaders that came for this meeting, and it was a coincidence because while we were busy journeying, we did not know that the minister whom we were thinking to see how to bring out solutions with will desecrate the lives of grieving Nigerians and be declaring at that time. So while these youth leaders journeyed from their distances and through very dangerous terrains, especially those who had to travel by road, by air, even by sea, and they came to Abuja for this national cause, were shocked, and it was to our rudest, unimaginable shock that we saw the Honorable Minister for Transport, Right Honorable Rotimi Amechi, in a total political jamboree, jumping around in the name of declaring for the 2023 presidency of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, rather than being in a sober mode to reflect the pain of the nation and seeking solution to the pains of grieving Nigerians, and also particularly the affected families. It is on the heels of this that we have decided to convene a consultation with civil society members to see the best pathway, resolutions, and what we will stand with to proceed herefrom. While the NYCN has nothing against Right Honorable Rotimi Amechi and his aspiration, his action is unconscionable, condemnable, reprehensible, irresponsible, distasteful, disgraceful, and totally antithetical to the wheels of patriotism in the face of our national reality and mode. It is tantamount to dancing on the graves of the victims of the train attack and also celebrating the pains of the abducted and the wounded victims. The neck of the National Youth Council of Nigeria is equally saddened that Honorable Amechi, who is supposed to take the lead in taking responsibilities and lead the way in ameliorating the plight of the victims and their families, has rather thrown caution to the winds and also shown no strand of care for those affected. We are frustrated that while we are spending our own hard-earned resources and risking our lives of youth leaders in the country trying to seek solutions to our national challenges, politicians in the class of Honorable Amechi, who have failed Nigerians in the task assigned to them in the first place, are working to force the country to its knees and also to plunge us into fatal amnesia so that we forget this very grieving and damning pain, and also so that we forget that we need to avert such in the future. This he is doing by trivializing the matter as serious as the Abuja-Kaduna rail track bombing.
Speaking further, Adodo said the Minister of Transportation have shown that he's less concerned about the lives that were lost during the Abuja-Kaduna rail track bombing by his intention to run for the office of the president. His intention to run for the president without paying due attention to the safety of youth and indeed all Nigerians that ply derail route.
Executive Council meeting, which will be holding in 48 hours, the Minister of Transport should be sacked from office. Finally, on this point, if either of these calls are not heeded, to wit, that the minister should voluntarily resign, or that the president should ensure that the minister is sacked from office, the National Youth Council of Nigeria, alongside all our civil society partners and all aggrieved Nigerians, will be left with no option but to storm the Ministry of Transport until Right Honorable Rotimi Amechi leaves that office. This is the least we can do to show respect for the dead, whom the minister deliberately or unwittingly desecrated by the jamboree in Port Harcourt on Saturday, 9th April 2022. Number 8, we hereby pass a vote of confidence on the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and his effort to rein in insecurity, and in a similar vein, ensure that Nigeria is back on track again. We frown at attempts by the Minister of Transport and all of his cohorts within the government to discredit the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari. We want to use this medium to call on all Nigerians. This is not a time for us to be confused and to begin to trade blames. This is a time for all of us to unite behind our leader, our president, and profile solutions and the way forward. Nigeria can rise up and move forward if we remain united on one front to seek solutions. The 9th and the final point. We shall increase the tempo of cooperation and support for the various security agencies, particularly the Nigerian military, to ensure that insecurity is once and for all nipped in the bud, and to also ensure that come 2023, we will have less of these issues to grapple with. In all, the National Youth Council of Nigeria is very disappointed that the leader of Minister Amechi's standing and experience should be this insensitive to Nigerians. NYCN has always resisted the temptation to view him as careless, arrogant, and an unfeeling leader in many of his critical engagements. Sadly, however, the event of Saturday night in Port Harcourt unequivocally demonstrates and points in this direction and reflects the true character of Right Honorable Amechi so far as the perception of Nigerian youth is concerned.